Hello children, welcome back to the science class. Previous sessions we have completed term 2 lessons. In this session we are going to see about term 3 lessons. In term 3 there are 6 lessons: light, universe and space, polymer chemistry, chemistry in daily life, animals in daily life and visual communication. So in this session we are going to see about light lesson. Let's see the lesson. Light. What is light? When you enter into a dark room, nothing is visible. The moment you switch on the light, everything in the room becomes visible. How do we see things with your eyes? When you look at this book, the light falling on the book is reflected and enters your eyes. Light is a type of energy that helps us to see all the things around us. Light can be detected by the human eye. We all know that light is essential for vision. Next, light is electromagnetic radiation within a certain portion of the electromagnetic spectrum. The word usually refers to visible light, which is visible to the human eye and is responsible for the sense of sight. Sources of light. Objects which are able to emit light are known as light sources. Objects which are able to emit light are known as light sources. Light rays can come from different sources. There are two types of the sources of light: natural sources of light and artificial sources of light. Light sources are sun, and that is natural sources of light, and artificial sources of light is candle, bulb. These are example of sources of light. Objects which are able to emit light are known as light sources, and light rays can come from different sources. There are two types of sources of light. First one, natural sources of light, and second one, artificial sources of light. Natural sources of light. Natural light sources are those which are not man-made. Sources which emit light naturally are known as natural sources of light. The sun is the primary and the major sources of natural light. Sun is the primary and the major sources of natural light. Stars also produce light in the same way as the sun do. As they are much farther away than the sun, the light from them are too weak. The moon provides light partially in the night. Some living organisms have the ability to produce light named by bioluminescence. It is the effect of certain chemical reactions occurring in the organism. Fireflies, jellyfish, glowworm, certain deep sea plants, and some microorganisms can emit light naturally. So natural light sources are sun, stars and firefly. These are example of natural light. Next, artificial sources of light. Artificial light sources are man-made. They include candles, lamps, and matches. Apart from the natural sources, light can also be produced artificially. The different light sources that are able to produce light artificially can be put under three bold categories. Artificial sources are man-made light sources such as flame of candle, in, uh, incandescent lamp, uh, neon lamp, sodium lamp. These are examples. Incandescent lamp sources. When certain objects are heated to a high temperature, they begin to emit light. The glowing of hot iron rod is a kind of incandescent light. For example, candle and lamp. Second, gas discharge sources. Passing electricity through certain gases at a very low pressure can produce light. For example, neon lamp, sodium lamp. These are examples. And artificial light sources are man-made. The examples of artificial light source: lamp, matches, and candle. Properties of light. Light travels in straight line. Light travels faster than sound. We see things because it reflects into our eyes. Shadows are formed when light is blocked by an object. When light is incident upon an object, some are absorbed and some are reflected. These are properties of light. In this session, we shall examine some properties of light. Light has some fundamental properties and rectilinear propagation of light, reflection, speed, interaction of light with matter, and types of material according to permeability, formation of shadows, and plane mirror and images, and spectrum. The path of light. How does light travel? Light rays travel in straight lines from the light source. When it hits an opaque object, some light is absorbed and the rest reflects off. If the object is transparent, light rays pass through it easily. If the object is translucent, some light can pass through, but the rest of the light will be reflected. And how does light travel? Have you ever seen the scene of light penetrating through the branches of trees in denser forest? Have you ever seen the path of sunlight entering through the hole of cement grill building? Have you seen ever the path of a laser light? So always light travels in straight line. So three types of objects: opaque object, transparent object, and translucent object. Pinhole camera. Already you studied your 6th standard about pinhole camera. Pinhole camera is a simple device which helps us to understand but the rectilinear propagation of light. The above picture shows a model of a pinhole camera. The point O is small hole by a pin. XY is the object and y dash and x dash is the image of XY. O is a small hole by a pin and XY is the object and y dash x dash is the image of XY. As light travels in straight line, one light ray from X travels along the XO sticks the screen X. In similar way, another light ray starting from Y and travels along YO sticks the screen Y dash. Similarly, all the rays in between x and y fall on the screen between y dash and x dash. Thus, y dash x dash becomes the image of xy. So, the image produced is temporary if a simple paper is used. The image can be made permanent if the paper is replaced by a photographic plate. Reflection. A mirror reflects our face. A still water body like a pond reflects the scenery around it. When we see our face in the mirror, we see the light rays from our face bouncing off the surface of the mirror. How the rays of the light are reflected? Take a plain mirror, cover it with black paper. Cut a small slice of shown the figure. If the shine light on the mirror from a torchlight or sunlight, you will get a small ray of light. We can use this to study the properties of light. So, in mirror, the sunlight or light fall on the mirror and reflect instant rays. Falling rays called incident ray, and reflected rays called reflected ray. So instant ray and reflected ray angle will be same, I equal to R. I is denoted as incident ray and R denoted as reflected ray. So two angles are same. Center of the line is normal. Laws of reflection. Two laws which govern reflection of light: the incident ray, the reflected ray, and the normal to the reflecting surface all lie in the same place. Incident ray and reflected ray and normal to the reflecting surface all lie in the same plane. The angle of incident I equals the angle of reflection R. So I equal to R. The angle of incident is always equal to the angle of reflection, I equal to R. The incident ray, the reflected ray, and the normal at the point of incident lie on the same plane. These 2 points are laws of reflection. Types of reflection. On a mirror, we can see our image but not on the wall. Why? Both the surface reflects light. Only because the reflect light becomes to our eyes, we are able to see it. If the wall was not reflecting light, then we can't see it. So, two types of reflection: regular reflection and diffuse reflection. For example, plain mirror or any other surface that produce a reflected image. This is like any surface that we can see but does not reflect an image, that is diffuse reflection. So, the law of reflection is always observed regardless of the origin of the surface. If the surface is smooth and flat, all points on it have the normal in the same direction. So, parallel rays sticking the surface will be reflected at angle, but the rays themselves will still remain parallel to each other. Thank you, children. We will see the next session. Thank you.